Hidden away in the narrow alleys of old Delhi, in a place called Bulbuli Khana, once known as an abode of nightingales, lies a forgotten tomb. Modest, unassuming, almost as if trying to avoid attention. Today, this area is a maze of ancient lanes and mohallas, each with names that evoke the richness of the past. Chitli Kabur, where stories of resilience linger. Moria Mahal, with its quiet dignity, and Dariba, the jeweller's heaven where the air still carries the scent of precious metals. Ballimara, with its bustling shops and echoes of Mirza Ghalib's verses, leads you through a world that feels untouched by time. Every stone, every turn in these narrow paths have a story to tell. Parathe Wale Gali, where the aroma of frying bread or parathas wafts through the air, tempting passers-by just as it has for generations. This is a far cry from the windswept avenues of central Delhi, where history is grand and monumental. Here, history is intimate, lived in, and whispered through the daily lives of its inhabitants. Yet both places share a common thread. They are the progenitors of stories that have shaped modern India. Amidst the labyrinth of these lanes, beneath the simple structure in Bulbuli Khana, rests one of the most remarkable figures in Indian history. A woman who defied conventions, challenged norms, and dared to rule as a sovereign. This is the story of Razia Sultan, the first and perhaps only Sultana of Delhi. Like the hidden alleys and mohallas that conceal her resting place, her tale is one of quiet resilience and enduring strength, weaving itself into the very fabric of the city, shaping the soul of a nation in ways that continue to resonate today. Hi, this is Pramit, welcoming you to Young Man Old Adventures. Today's story is about Razia Sultan. Stay tuned till the very end. Like and subscribe.
ये रज़िया सुल्ताना का मज़ार है जो राइट साइड में है और लेफ़्ट साइड में जो है उनकी बड़ी बहन शजिया बेगम। रज़िया सुल्ताना को पूरी दुनिया जानती है। सुल्तान इल्तुतमिश की होनहार बेटी थी और इनकी काबिलियत और सलाहियत की बिना पर ही इनको अपॉइंट किया गया था, क्योंकि इनके जो भाई थे वो इसके अहल नहीं थे। तो जी तो इस्लाम के अंदर भी ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई लेडी को पीछे रखा जाएगा या जेंट्स को आगे रखा जाएगा। जिसके अंदर जो सलाहियतें होती हैं उसको उसकी लिहाज से इस्तेमाल किया जाता है।
ये मेरा नाम मौलाना तौहीद आलम है, मैं यहाँ का इमाम हूँ। देखिए, इसने जो है 1236 से 1240 तक 4 साल इसने हुकूमत करी है। उसके बाद आपस में भाइयों में बगावत हुई, उसी दौरान ये मारी गई है। जो भी उसका मज़ार 1236 से 1240 के दरमियान में ही बना हुआ है। 4 साल इसने हुकूमत करी है हिंदुस्तान में।
To understand the rise of Razia Sultan in 1236, one has to understand a little bit of her antecedents. She was the daughter of Iltutmish. Iltutmish, who succeeded Qutbuddin Aibak as the governor of the Indian domains, was also its first independent sultan. He was a very, very capable person. He had 3 major progenies. He had many others, but these 3 were main. One was a gentleman called Rukunuddin Firoz. One was Nasruddin. And then, of course, there was Razia. Even before he died, he recognized the capabilities of Razia over his sons and made her the governor of his largest province, which was Punjab. She was ruling from Bathinda when he died in 1236. But he could not break all the norms of his times and essentially anointed his son Rukunuddin Firoz as the Sultan. Now, Rukunuddin was highly incompetent. Nobody liked him. So the nobles deposed him and invited Razia to take over the kingdom. She came down from Bathinda and took over the throne. Things were gung-ho. She brought in a lot of changes. in military reforms, in administrative reforms, education, so on and so forth. However, she was also a non-conformist. She did not follow the norms of her time like her father. She did not wear a burqa. She did not take the hijab. She used to wear men's clothing and carry a sword. She would ride a horse, a sacrilege in those times. And she would ride to war. To top it all, it is said that she fell in love with a slave, an Abyssinian slave called Yakut. She could not marry him because of the norms, but she did not get married to anybody else either. Their love affair was the scandal of the times. Opposition started mounting from her own remaining brothers and from the nobles. So in 1238, she took a huge step. She went and attacked Kashi. Kashi was the stronghold of Hinduism, the majority of the people in her country. She sacked Kashi. As a result, the Hindu population rose against her, as did the ulemas, because they wanted to preserve the fine line of balance between the Hindus and Muslims. When Razia came to know about the rebellion in Delhi, she marched back to Delhi from Varanasi. On the way, she was ambushed by a gentleman called Iltutmish. Iltutmish was a childhood friend who had been secretly in love with Razia all his life. But he also coveted the throne of Delhi. He had taken over as governor of Punjab from her. In the battle that ensued at Kaithal in Haryana, Yakut was killed. Razia was heartbroken and captured. Iltutmish forced her to marry him if she wanted his support. Razia had to say yes. She saw that as the only chance to come and take over the throne in Delhi. Iltutmish and Razia marched towards Delhi, where a biased rebellion was waiting for her. At Kaithal, again, there was a huge war. Razia and Iltutmish were both killed. Razia was buried over there in a small nondescript place which lies today as a broken down tomb. But later on was carried to Delhi, here to Bulbuli Khana, and buried over here in this very, very simple mausoleum. The misogyny of her times had spoken. Through centuries, through eons, through ages, women, powerful women who aim to make a mark in a man's world, are suppressed. That is the sad reality of our times. From 1240, when she was killed, till now, has there really been a difference in Indian society? Today, she lies here in the middle of nowhere. I wish somebody, the archaeological department which preserves this place and the Waqf board actually take this issue up and builds a mausoleum which is worthy of her stature. After all, look at the mausoleums and tombs of the later sultans and the Mughal sultans and emperors. And when you compare that with Razia's broken down tomb, it's a shame. Perhaps she, more than anybody else, deserves a grand mausoleum which preserves her legacy. It is said that she is buried here along with her beloved Yakut. But some claim that that's not the case. The second and the smaller grave over here is that of her sister, Sajja. That was our story for the day. Till the next time, stay curious, because it's all about stories.
हमारे आने वाले नस्ल है उसको पता चलनी चाहिए कि रज़िया का मकबरा, इसने हिंदुस्तान पे 4 साल हुकूमत करी है और औरतों में सबसे पहली बादशाह थी।